Hey everybody, it's Dusti Martin with Corcoran Platinum Living, dropping in with your monthly market update for the town of Paradise Valley. It's currently May 4th. May the 4th be with you, so buckle up, let's go. All right, our active listings are down 51% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at 140 active listings. This time last year, we had 286. Big drop in our active listings. Our sold listings are up, and you might need to sit down for this one. Our sold listings in Paradise Valley are up 175.8%, almost 176% over this time last year. Now, what was happening this time in Paradise Valley, particularly in the jumbo loan market when it comes to financing and real estate? What happened is we had kind of a virtual run on the banks because interest rates had dropped to the lowest point ever, under 3% about this time last year. So what happened is a bunch of smaller banks got caught in margin calls and with some clawbacks, and there wasn't enough money to go around. There wasn't enough money to lend. The feds ended up releasing more money and trying to stabilize things, but we did have about a 6 to 8 week pause on being able to get appropriate and desirable financing for jumbo loans. Jumbo loans are pretty much anything at about $614,000 or $15,000 or more, with our average price point in Paradise Valley starting for a single family home at about $1 million. You can imagine that had kind of like a huge screeching halt effect. So the homes that were already locked in got to close, and then it was kind of a waiting game for about 6 to 8 weeks. But if you think about it, our sold listings are up 175.8%. That's almost unheard of. So we had 91 sales this month. Last year, this time there was 33. Still not bad for just one zip code, like I said, in the luxury market. But like I said, that is a huge, huge jump. Our median price per square foot is way up, 26.2% over this time last year. We're currently sitting at about $440.53 price per square foot. Over this time last year, we were at about $349 and change. So big increase. And you got to remember, in a normal, even, stable market, we'd be talking about 1%, 2%, maybe 4% in a good year. So to have a 26 and change percent swing in home values, even in a luxury market, is unheard of. And if you've had any thoughts of selling, now is probably the time. But if you are one of those buyers that last summer said, no, I think I'm going to wait, the market's crazy, I'm just going to wait to see what happens, congratulations. Now you're going to be spending 25, 26% more than you would have last year. Our months of supply is down 82.2%. So we're currently overall, for every property type and every size and price point, we're at 1.54 months of supply. That's a good, strong seller's market. It's a great market for a luxury area. And our median days on market is down 58.3%. We're currently sitting at about 45 days on market. That's amazing for the luxury market, considering if at the median sales price for Maricopa County or the state of Arizona, which last I checked was somewhere around 360, 390, if average days on market in a stable environment would be about 90, to have the luxury market at only 45 days on market, that's like saying, I'm going to put my $1.5 or $2.5 million property on the market, and I'm going to have it under contract in 2 weeks and closed 30 days after that. That is great. That is unheard of for the luxury market. So if you own a home in Paradise Valley, I hope you hear me loud and clear. This is the best market in years for the luxury market for Paradise Valley, for homeowners in this area. So let's break it down by price point, because as we know, not all price points are created equal. All right, so our overall month's supply is 1.54, about 6 weeks of supply overall, every property type, every price point. But we don't have any data because of our price point in Paradise Valley. We don't have any data from 0 to 100 or 100 to $200,000. Just no data. There's no listings, therefore no data. So there's nothing to calculate. So we're going to skip all the way down to 200 to 300,000. This is where you're going to have one or two little condos pop up here and there. So we only have one left, 6 of them sold, meaning almost everything. So we're at a 0.17 month supply, meaning less than a quarter of a month, less than a week's supply of inventory in that price range. Then we drop down to $300,000 to $500,000 price range. We're at 0.22, not quite a week's worth of inventory. Then we get to the $500,000 to $700,000, and look what we have here. It is a true, actual, statistical zero. And I'm not talking about no data. I mean, 2 homes came on the market, 2 sold, there are none left. So keep in mind, that is as hot as it can possibly get in terms of a seller's market. You legitimately can't get any lower than 0 when it comes to months or days of supply. So then we're going to jump to the 700 to $1 million. This is where we're getting into our starter homes, our fixer-uppers, things that may or may not be on the mountain. We're looking at 1 even month of supply. That is a white-hot seller's market. I know it's like quadruple what we have in the $300,000 to $500,000 range, but never fear, 1 month of supply is still a really, really good place to be for a seller. Anything 4 months or less is statistically a seller's market. Anything 8 months or more is a buyer's market. So literally anything in between is about even or stable. Then we get to the $1 to $3 million range, and we're not much different, 1.03. So like a month and a day worth of supply in the $1 to $3 million price range. That is fabulous news for the luxury market. Then we drop down to the 3 million or over price point, and we're at 2.94, just inside the seller's market. This is where you're going to have 1 or 2 or 3 offers on a property. You might not have 10 or 15, but you are going to have some strong offers, and the odds are going to be more in your favor as a seller. But we need to compare that. To see where we came from last year, we need to compare that with where we were last year. Last year at this time, we had an 18-month supply of inventory, meaning a year and a half. If you were looking at selling your home this time last year, statistically, it should have taken a year and a half to do it. Luckily, things corrected quickly, but like I said, just keep that in mind when you are thinking about where to price your property, or think about, was it better for you as a seller last year or this year? The answer is this year. But you as a buyer, heed my words. If you're thinking of buying in Paradise Valley or the Valley in general or Arizona in general, I would buy now, because if you wait until next year, it is going to just cost more money and you will still have the same competition, and likely interest rates will go up. If you have any questions, or if you would like to know what your home might sell for in today's market, give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustimartinrealtor.com.